welcome back to our little show called
Roll with the Trolls.
Roll with the Trolls. So listen, if you're a Star Wars fan who probably hated the Disney trilogy but is still interested in stuff like Obi-Wan, then let's talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 5. I'm here with the voice of reason.
Hello.
My co-host. Now, voice of reason, you told me that you hated this episode, right?
What? No, I didn't.
You said Obi-Wan Episode 5 is dog shit. You said
no, of course I did not say that.
You told me that you would rather look at Hunter Biden's artwork than have to see this episode again. No, I'm kidding. We loved it.
Yes.
Now, after Episode 3, we said Episode 3 was the best one.
So far. Yeah.
And then Episode 4 happened, and we're like,
that was the best one.
Fuck Episode 3. But now Episode 5 is the best one,
The best one so far.
Yeah. 3, 4, and 5 have been exceptional.
Yes.
1 and 2 were really good, but they had a lot to set up.
Yeah.
So they were slow.
Yeah.
But this is what I expected out of Boba Fett. Like, that first episode was really slow.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second one was slow, and I thought, well, I guess they're gonna move it on up at some point. Boba Fett never moved it on up. They just kept dicking around in circles.
Yeah.
This show took off at Episode 3 and has just been getting better and better.
Yeah.
I love this episode. I love the flashback.
Oh, it was so great.
That was great for two reasons. You know, one, and I gotta say, it's funny because a few years ago, the thought of doing anything that resembled or reminded people of the prequel trilogy.
Right.
Remember when they put out Episode 7? When they did that, they were saying, like, we don't want to remind people of the prequels. We want people to forget about the prequels. Now, we just want to forget about Episode 7, 8, 9.
You gave us a whole new thing that we want to forget.
Yeah, you gave us a new obstacle to want to kick around and forget about. So what's funny is here now we are being deliberately reminded of the prequels, and we're on board with it.
And we love it.
Yeah, it was great. I really, really appreciate the way that this gave us insight into Vader, into the fact that he still has these memories, he still has these flashbacks.
Yeah.
And that ultimately, see, we were supposed to think that in Episode 4, I don't mean of this show, I mean in Star Wars Episode 4, in A New Hope, that when he says, you know, I was the learner, but now I am the master, to Obi-Wan, we were supposed to think that he was referring to Episode 3, to the big fight on Mustafar, where Vader really became Vader.
Exactly, yeah.
And now, with this flashback, I think they're showing us that, no, even today, even in this episode, 10 years after that fight on Mustafar, Vader still feels inferior to Kenobi.
Yeah, he has a real complex.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Very interestingly done. This was a bit of a retcon because obviously when Episode 3 came out, that was supposed to be what Vader was referring to, right? So I do consider this to be a retcon, but the fact that they fought again and that Vader still didn't see himself as a master. But I don't think it's forced. I think it's a retcon that's smooth. It just kind of glides right in and totally fits for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really more like it's just cluing us into his psychology.
Yeah, which is cool. Now, that does sort of fuck up when later, years from now, Obi-Wan will say to Luke that Vader is more machine now than man. Well, not really. I mean, Vader's having flashbacks and stuff, and he's thinking back to some very personal moments about his own behaviors and shit. So I don't know if you could really say that he's more machine than man at this point, you know, but okay, we'll fudge that part. You know what I mean? Because otherwise he just wouldn't be having all these flashbacks. Like, remember how RoboCop would have like little bits of memories?
Yeah.
But ultimately his programming would kind of override him sometimes.
Yeah.
He'd flash back to like his wife and kid and have a quick moment, and then he was like right back to like being an officer.
Yeah.
That's what I would expect from Vader, given that line about how he's more machine than man. But that's not what's happening with Vader. He's actually, to me, he's Anakin Skywalker just in a fucking outfit.
Well, but with new limbs and breathing apparatus.
I don't care about the limbs. I don't think the limbs mean anything. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay, go.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
I don't think the limbs and the breathing apparatus. I'm saying that
but
he
that's
is
the
a
machine
functional
part. But that's the machine part.
I think that they meant the machine part as like his actions, that he's more programmed, and probably his penis. You know what I mean? That's probably more mechanical.
He doesn't have a robot penis.
I would think, no, look that up in Star Wars.
I sure will. I will look that up.
Yeah, see if that's canon.
In the Jedi library.
The robot penis is canon. I'm pretty sure.
Stop it.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you know Star Wars, You know? Okay.
Well,
All right. So the flashback scene was great.
yeah.
All the flashback
Yeah.
scenes.
I loved seeing Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor back.
It's nice that they have this technology where they can de-age them pretty well.
Yeah.
Because even with the technology, you can tell it's kind of forced.
Yeah, you can tell this is a grown-up Hayden, but that's okay. Because I can suspend my disbelief. I don't need it to be like all I don't need it to go so far that it looks cartoonish. I can work it in my own head, but I love seeing grown-up Hayden.
Now, what did you think of grown-up Tala? Because she was fucking awesome in this episode, wasn't she?
Yeah, pivotal.
She's always great. We loved her in episode 3 and episode 4.
No, I was gonna say she nobly, is that a word? Yeah, she nobly sacrificed herself in this episode.
Yeah, do you think that Obi-Wan already slept with her before this? Like,
you are obsessed with.
Would you imagine that at some point I know he's been busy, and so is she, but at some point, did they sneak off before this horrible thing happened to her?
Pretty sure they did not.
Okay. Well, again, that's a shame. That's a shame. I think these two really, really liked each other, and I think that's awful that we've seen this. There was a really another great emotional moment with Tala too, is when she showed the holster with the notches in it for the Force sensitives that she was saving.
Yeah, that
was really great. At first when we first met her, I felt like, well, you have to trust her because look what she just did. In episode 3, she saved Leia and Obi-Wan, and she killed some stormtroopers and everything.
Yeah.
But then I started thinking, oh, wait a minute. What if she's going to turn against them now? Because what if she's like half evil, half not? What if it's one of those things like Lando where he's like, I had no choice.
Yeah.
All right, the fucking guy got here.
Yeah, she double crosses the double crosser.
Yeah, that could happen, but obviously it's not happening here. And I just really love her character, and I love that at least for me, I don't know about you, but I was a little bit, hit with, wait a minute, can we fully trust her? Or is she going to spin us back around? And she went to her grave being really loyal to them, you know, and really just bleeding in every way that she could to help them. I really love that. That was really emotional. How about the scene with Obi-Wan talking to the third sister through that wall?
Oh, that was awesome. I loved that.
That was so great. It was suspenseful. And for a minute, I thought we were going to get some different reveals out of her, and then we didn't. But we did get the whole thing about when he points out what's really going on. You know what I mean? How she was a youngling, and he figures it all out. He kind of reverse engineers who she is and how she got here.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And the emotion on her, that actress is great, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was really good. This show had nothing but great talent.
Really, it did.
Everybody's so well cast, from young Leia to third sister to everybody. Yeah. I thought, fucking Hayden's done a great job on this, really a great job. And James Earl Jones sounds a lot better on this show. He sounds exactly like Vader again, whereas in Rogue One, he sounded like Vader who just got kicked in the nutsack. You know what I mean? He was a little weird in Rogue One.
Yeah, the voice wasn't quite up to what we're accustomed to when he voiced Rogue One. But I think they had some AI helping out in the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah, I would think so. Probably some testosterone drugs, too. Just to try to get the voice back to what it was. Yeah, so this was such a great episode. There was so much suspense. I gotta say the laser fight, not really a laser fight, I guess, but when the stormtroopers showed up and that huge fight happened. When Ned was blocking in his final moments when he's blocking Tala.
Yeah, another sacrifice that just broke my heart. Oh, that whole scene was just so powerful.
I don't think that could have been any better.
No, it was so great because, well, I mean, not to go back to Tala, but she consciously made the choice to sacrifice herself to give everybody else the chance to get away. And for Ned to stay by her side and shield her, giving her those last few moments to give her time to do what she did. Wow.
This is absolutely the best Star Wars. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to compare a 6-episode TV show to the first couple films from 50 years ago when things were so different everywhere. They're just incomparable, really. But this has so much weight to it, and it was so emotional. And yet, that whole fight, looked incredible. I thought that was the best visual fight I've ever seen in Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Really. And compared to these big budget films, the lasers were incredible. The stormtroopers were incredible. The stormtroopers were even well acted, where I felt like they were actually trying to win. Usually when I see stormtroopers, I don't feel like they just feel like a bunch of bumbling idiots. Like I'm waiting for cartoon music to kick in, like it feels so silly. This one they really felt like a threat. Some of their aim wasn't even that bad, which is incredible for the stormtroopers.
Yes.
But I loved that whole fight. You know what? I said this before about this series, and this episode especially gave me Dark Knight vibes. There was something about Obi-Wan so desperately and weak, like how Bruce Wayne was in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
He was like trying to be as strong as his old self was, but he didn't have it. Daredevil had been there too, right? When we saw a weaker Daredevil.
Yeah.
And he's desperately trying to save these people. Poor Obi-Wan. God, I think this was such a tragic episode and yet so insightful. And it was just so beautifully done. This episode is the best one so far.
Yeah.
And just incredibly well done.
Yep.
Any final thoughts here? Is there anything we have not?
Is there anything we have not spoiled?
Yeah, well, it's a spoiler show.
Hit the like button. That's what we want you to do.
Yeah, if you could, like and subscribe, try to be part of the channel. Comment, let us know what you think. We would love to get some conversations happening with all y'all about what you thought of this episode and the intensity and the drama and everything else. And hey, I'm curious, did any of you listening think that Tala at some point had the potential to double cross them? Because now we know that's over. But at any point, did you ever kind of teeter with that too, like I did? I teetered a little bit.
Or was it just troll?
Maybe it was just my fat ass. Anyway, so let us know in the comments, guys. We'll be back real soon to review the Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 1 finale.
Yeah.
See you in the comments, guys. Bye.
Bye.